I would be interested to see that because like when I saw it and then I learned that it was gonna come to Xbox, I was like, okay, so maybe just Xbox and Nintendo made a deal because obviously Rare worked for Xbox. But like back then, there's also licenses that other companies hold over that IP or over the music or something like that. So yeah, it's interesting that it even happened. So because that's one of the games that people always bring up when people want them to do a remake or a remaster of them, but the consensus is that it's not possible because of how just everything like a bunch of companies have a stake on the game basically, and some of them are not even around today, so they can't really legally do anything about it. But I guess we do because they're making the game or they're porting it or whatever.
All right. All right. We are live. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. It's your only friend in these YouTube streets, Porter77. And you can see the smile on my face. Yo, today was a good day. Today was a good day for gamers. Maybe not so much.
Stop you real quick. I think your camera's frozen.
Is it frozen?
I think so.
Let me see.
Turn it off and then turn it back on.
All right.
On the little eye icon. Yeah. So the chat is also saying the same thing.
Oh, hold on. Let me do that.
Yeah. We couldn't see your Joker smile.
Damn. Well, you can only get it once. You missed it, guys. You got to come back next week. Deactivate.
You gotta hit the like button, bro, if you want to see it again.
All right, here we go.
Run the rear
there you go.
replay.
You're good.
Yo, smile
I know, right?
on my face. Yo, unreal though, it's crazy. But anyway, yo, I'm glad you guys are here. We got lots to talk about. I got my boys with me, of course. I got the dude with the best list on YouTube, true PlayStation gamer, the man who always speaks from the heart. My boy Jay Barry, what's going on, my brother?
Oh, Porter, right? You thought I was gonna miss this week?
Oh, no. I know. Not today. Not today. Now, them booty calls gonna have to wait today. Today's not the day. You're gonna have to put it on hold.
It's a beautiful day in the PlayStation neighborhood.
Oh man,
it's a beautiful day to be a PlayStation gamer.
Yo, man, like Sony, for real, bro.
20 minutes.
This is They did so much in 20 minutes. We can't talk about it. Even Nintendo did their thing. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
It's a great day, man. If you have a PlayStation, you have a Nintendo, you are being taken care of. They respect you as a gamer and just gaming in general, man. I've been smiling from ear to ear today, man. It's just been such a great day, starting off in the morning with the Direct, and then now with the PlayStation showcase. That some PlayStation, PlayStation Nation members need to be called out because y'all was out here talking about this show gonna be ass because you're listening to these, insiders saying that it's gonna be smaller games. What game was small? It's like probably 3 games that was small there. Probably like 3. You know what I mean? Everything was a AAA type of game. You know what I mean? From Japanese developers and around the world. Like, it was a great state of play. I'm sick and tired of people sleeping on state of play, P-Rock. Everybody keep talking about, state of play, you're not going to get no big announcements. It's this whole year in 2022, we have had nothing but big announcements at state of plays. 2 big fighting games at state of play was let off. Street Fighter 6 and now Tekken 8.
Yeah, that's no lie, man. Sony's not playing with these fighters. They pushing evil. They pushing evil. They're not playing with these fighters, man. They're gonna probably try to snag at a minimum all the marketing rights to every fighter out there.
Yeah, they're gonna partner up with all these fighters.
They're gonna partner up with everybody. Let's see.
It makes sense too because of they own Evo, so.
Oh shit! Look at Gaz. My alter ego, Gaz. Gaz in the chat. My man said, "Laugh at our state of play sucked. Xbox One, Pentiment is fire." Oh shit! That's evil. That's evil rock on the other side. Oh my god, man! I gotta get him on the show and the other crew. Oh snap! But shout out to Gaz and whatever. Oh, but it's a great day. But hey, I'm glad you're here. All right, my boy. Call me Jay.
What's up?
Was it a good day for you?
Yeah, it was chilling.
All right.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I was anticipating watching not so much the Nintendo one, but the PlayStation one I was anticipating because they always show pretty much bangers. So, and I honestly I wasn't disappointed with either of them, even though I don't have a Switch. I rarely touch Nintendo games anymore.
No.
But
Well, you don't have the actual Switch.
You
have
exactly.
Yeah.
I have the Switch Pro.
You have the Switch
X.
Pro.
Yeah, I got the Switch Pro Series X. Basically,
that's that PC scumbag.
That's it. PC scumbag.
Wait till I see,
PC scumbag. He's the PC scumbag life.
So when I don't want to get too into it, but Nintendo showed a lot of cool games that honestly cater to what their fans want.
You know what? Good segue.
Really
Let's talk about it. Let's start it off. Start it off. Keep going. We'll go right into that. So we'll get into that. Good segue.
Yeah, Pikmin 4. Pikmin is a huge IP that people really love. I enjoyed playing Pikmin back in the day, and I'm glad that they're bringing it back and they're doing something new, because Pikmin has always been like asymmetrical, like kind of a little top down ish. But now you can view it from the perspective of the Pikmin, so it'll be like grounded, like Xbox game, that everything looks huge. So that's cool. They talked about how the Joy-Cons, you can do more precise things, or whatever the hell that means.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how Nintendo takes advantage of their Joy-Cons to make Pikmin a much better experience, just like Sony does with their DualSense and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of not that I'm not a fan. I just don't play Fire Emblem, but Fire Emblem.
But it's a popular franchise. That's
it's a huge. I played it way back on the freaking Game Boy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those. I played those way back, but a new Fire Emblem. One thing I probably, this is my opinion, right? The graphics they're kind of looking a little samey. If you look at the new Pokemon open world games and then you look at Fire Emblem, they're kind of. It's like when you see multiple games being made with one engine, like Unreal Engine, they all look a little samey.
Yeah.
So I hope that they kind of diversify those. They're still AAA games, but they're not Mario, they're not Zelda, right? So they're kind of like AA-ish in terms of Nintendo's scope. But yeah, anyways, I don't remember the other games, but Legend of Zelda looks really good.
Was it Tears? What was it called?
I'm loving, Tears of something, right? I'm loving it, bro. It looks really nice. Looks like
Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, it looks like top tier DLC. I'm hyped because I'm gonna be playing it on the Switch Pro Series X when it comes out next year at ultra wide 4K 60 FPS, not 720p 24 FPS cinematic. So that's my piece on Nintendo. They did a really good job. They did what what other publishers should be doing, catering to their fans. But yeah, good job, Nintendo.
Okay, awesome. Hey, Bart, what you thought about the Nintendo show? What you like? What you didn't like?
Yeah, I enjoyed the Nintendo show. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Mm.
A lot of good games in there that I will be playing, but unfortunately, I won't be playing them on the Switch. I'll be playing them on my PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Oh man, here we go. Here you go. PlayStation scumbag. Oh man.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
As far as the stuff that's tied in and locked to the Nintendo Switch consoles, yeah, it's definitely a day one for me. A Zelda, the Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild 2 looks like a huge improvement. Hopefully the melee is much better than Breath of the Wild. That was like my biggest complaint, and hopefully the game is a little bit more upbeat. You know what I mean? Like I'm a huge fan of Zelda, but Zelda fans like to dismiss me because I'm not the biggest fan of Majora's Mask and Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? So, right. But I like my Zelda games very upbeat. You know what I mean? The tone, everything is upbeat. But Breath of the Wild definitely threw me up for a loop when it comes to that. But yeah, the reason why I gave it 7.5, a lot of these farming simulators, I know Nintendo likes to have those games, but I'm just not a fan of those games like that. So I was just good on that. But majority of the stuff that they showed, I loved it. But I'll be honest with you, I'm just happy that it was a lot of games that was already announced to come to PlayStation, or just announced to come to PlayStation, because I can't wait to play that. Octopath Traveler 2. Coming to PlayStation. I'm like, yeah, that's a day one. I got the game on the Switch. I got the game on the PC, the first one. I'm still waiting for the PlayStation version for the first one.
I know. That's kind of weird. They announced the sequel, but not the first one. They must have. Somebody must have that lockdown tight.
Yeah, no.
And it's not. And the sequel's not coming to Xbox, despite the first one being on Game Pass.
Yep, which is weird.
Which is. I mean, right? I mean, it's kind of weird. Like,
I mean, think about
what
it.
happened?
It wasn't on Xbox until Microsoft was like, "Hey, we'll pay you, okay? Well, we know, they're not gonna buy the game, but we'll pay you anyways to have it on Game Pass." So I guess they're just trying to double dip in a way.
Yeah.
I know they're like, if you look at the achievements, barely anybody got the achievements on those games. Someone posted on Twitter. So they know that people don't really buy those games on Xbox, unfortunately.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that even on Game Pass they hardly played it.
Yeah, I think that's it's you could say it's a value that you're getting so many games, but it's also a detriment because it pushes so many games down that majority of people just don't play because they're like, oh, there's so many to pick. I don't want to pick this over the other one and download this game. So a lot of games just don't get the recognition that they deserve, because there's so many games to try out on Game Pass.
Blame Kid Smooth. When that game came to Game Pass, he was out here talking about the JRPG genre needs to change because this game is too hard and all that bullshit that they were saying.
Oh, shit.
Every
game is too hard for the Kid Smooth.
At the end of the day, I enjoyed the Nintendo Switch show. I thought it was a really strong showing. Like they letting their fan base know what's coming this year and what's coming next year. It's always a good thing to know. Even though you're playing a lot of games because the Switch is having a great year, it's still cool to know like what's coming in the future as well as you're in the present playing these games. I'm secure for 2023. There's a lot of great games coming. So I think Nintendo did a great job showcasing, all these games coming to their console, and they're pumping out a lot of content. You gotta respect them on that aspect. So I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 though, to be honest.
Okay, all right. Craig.
Something I wanted to say real quick on Legend of Zelda. I really enjoy Breath of the Wild. I just didn't like the immense amount of quote unquote dungeons that they had. They were all very samey. They weren't very challenging. So I really hope that for this new one, there's less of them because there were way too many of the dungeons. They call it something different, but I'll just call them dungeons. There were way too many on Breath of the Wild. So I hope that they take that number down and make them more unique and lengthy and difficult. So. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they focus more on the quantity than the quality.
Right.
There was some fun ones though, because you got to use.
You have to use the switch to move it around because you like the ball shit. That shit was so annoying, dude. There was a lot of things you could do with the controller, or with stopping a certain thing from moving and then smacking it around so that it can shoot back when it stops the freezing. So I do like that it made you use your Sheikah Slate for a lot of things, but it's like it just felt very like flat compared to when you went against like the what do you call them, the colossal guys, like the big the actual bosses, right?
Like
they were all like
things.
Yeah, the beasts. They were all, when you went inside of them or you went around them, they were like huge. It felt like a huge dungeon, right, of a fight. So I just want more like Ocarina of Time style dungeons, or
I only got up to like 2 of them because I stopped playing Breath of the Wild because I was like, yo, this I like the game, but it's not the Zelda game I want, and I stopped playing it. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not like I didn't think it was a bad game. I didn't think it was a bad game at all. Majora's Mask, I think that's a bad game. I don't care what nobody tell me. I hate that whole time bullshit.
Yep, I hate being timed. But I just really enjoyed the sense of wonder and discovery that Breath of the Wild gave me. And anywhere you looked, anywhere, literally, there was something to find. Either a collectible or an item. Yeah, it was fucking crazy, dude. But yeah,
they had a lot of cool mechanics in the game, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully they just improve on that. It looks like it's going to be a big improvement with part 2. Yep. Yo, real and truly, I'm surprised that's on the Switch, to be honest with you, because I didn't see the whole pixelated backdrop. I mean, you still see a little bit there, but it's much more refined, much more cleaner than a typical Switch game. You know what I mean? But
here's what's fun. Here's what's crazy about what you just said, right? So Breath of the Wild is meant to be played at 720p, but when you put that on the emulator in 4K, the textures look they look really good. They don't look 4K, but they look really good, as if they built the game thinking forward for whenever the new Switch comes out, it'll just scale up and look really good on it. Because in 4K, the textures and the draw distance looks really good for a Switch game, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yo, my brother Craig. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Is he Craig? Hello? You're still muted just in case.
Messiah.
Messiah. Voice of Xbox.
You gotta say Messiah 3 times.
Uh-oh. Messiah. Beetlejuice. Uh-oh. He's probably having technical. So I'll say my points. I'll say this. So I'm going to tell you my rating. I'll say my ratings first, and I'll tell you why. So as far as the Nintendo show, I actually give it a 9 out of 10. Now, I will tell you my reasoning why. So some of the stuff is definitely not for me, right? Let me read the super chats first. Of course, Jay Barry's up in here. He's like, hit the like button. It's going to be a movie. Of course, my brother. Of course. Yes, sir. A Michael Bay flick. Stuart Stokes with the super chat. Never seen a more hypocritical fan base. Last week, online only mattered. Split screen was trash. Now split screen is better than online on the Switch. Yo, these dudes can't stay consistent for nothing. Like, yo, which is it, bro? Like, is it online only screw co-op or co-op is the shiznit? Like, yo, oh man, this is wild. Shout out to Salty who's up here in the chat. Donnell Brown with the super chat. He says, hey, what size jersey do you wear? I want to send you a Dallas Cowboys 21 jersey since you're a big Cowboys fan. Please do, because I'm running out of toilet paper. You know, toilet paper is scarce out here. So I'll send you my P.O. box. Send me 2. Shout out to Donnell Brown.
You a Cowboy fan?
Hell nah. Did you not hear what I said? Hell nah. I'm using that shit as toilet paper.
I'm about to leave this podcast.
Shit, boy. I'll use that jersey as toilet paper.
What he said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Send it over so I can use it as toilet paper.
Man, I'm running out of toilet paper here.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That part.
Yeah, but yo, J Bo was about to have a heart attack. He's like a New Yorker. I was a Cowboys fan.
No lie, I would have think of you very different.
He's like, you kind of sus, Rock. What's going on here?
Yeah, Jay Barry had one of those like anime betrayal scenes. Like he's like, oh, he was about to leave.
He's like, he's about to do.
All I heard was Cowboys. I was like,
what's going on in this podcast? You know, we already reducing the quality of the podcast. Nah, but shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody for the super chat. So I give it a 9 out of 10. And here's my why. Here's my reason why. So I saw the whole direct, and I saw that stuff. But every game that I seen, even though some of them, you know, doesn't resonate with me, but I'm like, but Nintendo knows their fan base, man. Some of these games, this is the stuff they want, man. And you gotta respect that. When you have 100 million consoles, right? You gotta know your audience. And Nintendo knows their audience, man. They are delivering the games they want to play. I don't want to play them, but I don't think Nintendo's targeting me. But I gotta respect a publisher that, one, is pushing out lots of content, right? Variety across the board. And here's the thing. You hardly hear of Nintendo delaying their games. The last time, I'm going to be honest, the last time I heard of Nintendo having a major issue was Metroid Prime. And that's only because I think it was Tecmo that they originally had make Metroid Prime 4. I think it was them, right? Tecmo.
I'm not sure.
No, not Tecmo. It was, I forgot their name, but it's not Tecmo.
Or Koei. Was it Koei? I think it was Tecmo, man.
I don't think so.
I think it was Team Ninja. I think it was Team Ninja. Tecmo.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was them. Chat. Am I right or am I wrong?
It says Retro Studios.
No. Not Retro. Retro's doing it now.
Bandai Namco.
It's Bandai.
It was initially developed by Bandai
Okay,
Namco in early
so
2019.
So Bandai Namco was gonna make it. They showed Nintendo. They showed it to Nintendo, and Nintendo's like, hell the fuck. Nah, you're fired.
Hey,
Get your
Porter, all you need to do
pack
is
your shit.
with no multiplayer.
Oh shit! You know we
multiplayer.
gonna talk. We're gonna talk.
Microsoft fan with a-
Hey man, goddamn, you sis podcast etiquette. Damn, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But we giving Nintendo their props. We gotta give props to where props is
I'm
due.
gonna tell you this. Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna be game of the year. Microsoft ain't got nothing against that.
Oh shit!
Microsoft ain't got nothing against that. They already won game of the year.
What?
Won game of the year.
But what about PlayStation? What about PlayStation? That's it.
It's gonna be tough on PlayStation. It's gonna be tough. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh shit!
Because we only know if Spider-Man 2 really gonna come out in 2023.
I was saying, right? What was that? That, you know, they got their audience. They provide the content for the audience. And going back to Metro Prime 4, They saw that version from Bandai Namco, or I could have sworn it was Teenage Mutant, but anyway, they were like, oh, hell nah. They scrapped it. They fired the shit out of the studio. They said, just bounce. They gave it back to Retro, and that was the last time I heard of Nintendo having an issue with any of their games. Normally, you don't hear like Nintendo have issues releasing their games in quality state, and I gotta give them props. You know, everything in that show was like it ranged from the hardcore gamers to like the kids. Like, you know, there's a lot of kids on Nintendo Switch. Let's not lie to ourselves. There's a shit ton of kids, so you gotta make content for them. So
there's a lot of
everything, man. This shit is crazy.
Yeah, a lot of companies nowadays are very like out of focus, and like they're not in line with what their gamers and their fans want, right? But Nintendo, for us, right, for people like us, some games yes, but most games no, because this is not our type of game. But you see it, and you're like, I know what type of fans Nintendo has. So this game, like you see it, even though it's not for you, you understand that there's a bunch of people on that platform that want that shit, right?
Yeah,
so,
and you could clearly see it. I'm like, Nintendo, they know their audience, man. They hit in every bit, right? And I'm like, man, Nintendo did really good today for their fan base. They really delivered their fan base. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. I'm like, yo, but yeah. They're doing remasters of Frontline missions. I remember those games. I played those games. And they're remastering. Yeah, that's old school. I don't think a lot of people remember those games. I remember Frontline mission. I played them. And they're remastering all 3 of them. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. They show Bayonetta. That looks good.
Bayonetta, that's my boo right there.
Yo, Pikmin 4. I was like, yo, they know but they know their audience because that's a popular game for Nintendo. Like for the hardcore Nintendo fans,
they know their audience for sure. With them farming simulators, I'm like, damn, how you gonna describe the same? But they
love that shit, man. They love that. They giving them more what they want, man. That's just crazy.
You heard the description. You know what he describing the games is like. Yo, farm crops. I'm like, damn, that's 8 games in a row. You said farm crops. What the hell?
Yeah, similar to the Gamescom event that Jeff Keighley did. Every game was like space, hardcore survival, and you're like, another space game? What the fuck?
Horror type game.
Oh man.
Space.
Okay, so that was right.
Oh, Craig is here.
Okay, so now Craig, are you back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was finished watching that Lord of the Rings first episode.
Amazing.
Oh man,
best show out right now. I'm sorry, House of Dragons. Sit your ass down, House of Dragon fans.
Really?
Best show right now.
Really better than House of Dragon?
Absolutely. Yo, when you see that show, bro, you think you watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. They Amazon they spent a lot of money on those episodes. I just watched.
You guys are watching over here freaking quadruple A TV shows. I'm over here watching Cobra Kai, bro.
That's good too.
Yeah,
you know, I never watched one episode of Cobra Kai. I never watched
it. It starts a little slow because it's like they're aware of what the fuck they are and what the show is about. So they're very self-aware.
I'm a binge it for sure. I'm a binge.
Yeah, they're very self-aware, but the characters grow on you a lot, and shit happens, bro. That you're like, like it has you emotional, it has you excited, it has you angry. Like, bro, it's a roller coaster, and yeah. I thought this was the last season, but no, there's more. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Craig. Because we just started off the show with Nintendo. Did you see the show? Do you have any opinions?
No, I didn't. I was at work today, so.
Craig, like, man, fuck that. I'm making that money. I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this Switch shit.
I'm sure they showed.
I got 5 kids to feed. I can't be watching Nintendo Direct.
No, Craig, they showed the Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Switch.
This guy's like, he's like,
not on Switch, but I'm glad they got it.
How about, but didn't you tell me Pikmin was one of your favorite franchises? They announced Pikmin 4.
No, Donkey Kong. If they announced Donkey Kong, I will buy a Switch.
Oh shit!
But they're not gonna do it. I'm sure they announced Zelda, and I'm sure that bitch ran away again. Because that's what she does. She's for the streets.
No,
you're
talking about Zelda?
Yeah, isn't that the girl?
Yeah.
I always thought Zelda was the guy with the sword.
No, that's Link.
Somebody told me it's some chick that keeps
Nah,
running off.
Yeah, that's Link.
So,
oh man.
yeah.
Oh shit.
So, but no, I'm sure they deliver. They usually do. They're quality. They're synonymous with quality.
Okay.
You may not like their games, and that's fine. But
man.
they can't argue with the quality that they put out with their games, and their brand loyalty is off the chain. So.
Yeah.
But it's that they keep providing the games you like. If you keep providing the games that, if the people who are on Switch and they keep getting the games that they want, of course they're gonna be loyal. They keep getting.
There's nothing wrong
that's
with that.
really how you truly get loyal. That's why the Xbox guys is weird. I don't know why they're so loyal. Like, what the fuck are you playing? Like Madden? Like, what the fuck? I don't know. It's a weird bunch. But anyway, it's okay. Okay, we're moving on.
Xbox is a social hub. So
man, I don't know, man.
These guys are gonna jump out windows.
Go to the bar or some shit. Anyway, we'll talk about the real shit right here. So state of play. Woo! We're gonna start. Did you get to see state of play, or were you busy, making that money?
I was able to kind of check it out. I told people there was going to be a big Sony announcement last week, so I had their state of play synopsis. It does sound like they changed some of the games from the list I had.
Oh, shit! Craig the insider. Craig the insider.
Maybe I had a bogus list. But it sounds like they showed most of the games.
All right, so I'm gonna lead this off. I'm gonna lead this off with Bari, because Bari ready. Bari's like, yo, put me in, coach. Put me in. It's 2 minutes. He's like, it's 2 minutes to the fourth quarter. I got this. So go ahead, Bari. Lead it off. Kick this shit off.
Yeah, man. I was already hella hyped. You know what I mean? When I saw that it's going to be a state of play, before I read the whole article, I was like, damn, state of play. I thought PlayStation, was going to do like a big showcase like they did, last year in September. But when I read the article and see what it was going to be presenting at the state of play, I saw another Japanese focus type state of play, and I was like, 2 state of plays in 1 year focused on Japanese games. A lot of the narrative is that PlayStation is moving away from the Japanese games, and Japanese gamers or Japanese developers are moving away, which they're constantly nipping that notion in the bud more and more as these showcases happen. So I was super excited to see what games from Japanese developers are coming, because I'll be honest with you, this is what got me into gaming, is Japanese games. My first games are Japanese.
Facts.
I became a PlayStation game because of Japanese games. So yeah, I love to see that stuff from PlayStation, the brand that I like when it comes to gaming. So yeah, I was already excited, and it was kind of disappointing seeing a lot of PlayStation fans already shooting this show down because they're listening to these insiders that got it wrong. The snitch, I'm looking at you. You've been looking spooky.
Yeah.
You've been looking spooky. Just letting you know. You know what I mean? So it's going to be small titles being showcased at the show. You are tripping. You know what I mean? All these people that's wrong and all this crap. A lot of people was like, damn, this show about to be mid. This show about to be whack. And then PlayStation, once again, I don't know why people keep doubting state of plays. Like, are we watching the same state of plays? Why people keep thinking that state of plays won't have big announcements? There's been a lot of big announcements at state of plays in the past, so I don't understand why people always continuing with that notion that state of play is going to be for small games, not going to be no big games. 2 big fighting games being showcased at state of play with Street Fighter 6 in the first one, and the one to focus on Japan, and then Street Fighter, and then Tekken 8 at this state of play. But overall, I love this state of play. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. At first I was like 10 out of 10 because you're not hype of the God of War, the controller, and all that stuff. Yeah. But then I fell back a little bit. I was like, you know what? There were like 2 games in here that I was like, nah, I'm not really that interested in. The Demio one was kind of okay because I kind of like it.
But that's the table. That's the tabletop game, right?
The tabletop
yeah.
VR.
Yeah,
but
VR game.
I was thinking about it. I was like, yo,
and that's for VR though, right?
Yeah, tabletop type RPG, and like you know, when we was younger, we was playing Dungeons and Dragons, we rolled up that, you know what I mean? So I was like, damn, this might be cool playing this in VR. But that other game, that Pacific whatever game,
the Drive,
that's an Xbox.
That's a card game.
That's an Xbox stench game. We don't want that.
That's a card game. I'm like, wait a minute.
Is that the game with the station wagon?
I was like, yeah, somebody.
Yeah, the station.
Yeah,
I got something to say about that. Wait till y'all get to me. I got something for y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Sony definitely didn't make that game for me. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, what? This is Game Pass on PlayStation? I was like, what the hell is going on here? We're trying to see this stench or smell this stench over here, but everything else, Stellar Blade, Rise of the Ronin, PlayStation published console, PlayStation 5 exclusives, games coming. So PlayStation locked those things up because Project E people was talking about was going to be multi-plat. No. Jim say stop down on him. Stop that. He listen, I've been speaking to Jim, on the personal level.
Oh shit. Oh, you got the connect? You got the connects? My boy were like, you know what, man? Hold up. Hey, yo, Jim, hit me up. ASAP. Phone rings.
Jim said, Barry, I got you, man. And I've been listening to What's Up PlayStation, and you've been on a little tirade, man.
He a member.
Exactly. Jim been holding me down as of late, so I've been loving it. But nah, man, this was an amazing state of play. Short but sweet. Like I love the format of like the Nintendo Direct and state of plays because it's just it's a shorter show, but it gets right to the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have your little talk in here, but you get right to the games. And the trailers that we're showing are not these smoke and mirror trailers. Like they're showing gameplay here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Tekken 8, that's actual in-game footage. They did the same thing with like when Mortal Kombat was being showcased. Another game that was showcased at what? State of Play. But State of Play only show small games. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is just really, really cool seeing that with this compact show. So yeah, I loved it. 9.5 out of 10. And yeah, I can't wait for more. Hopefully PlayStation has one where they're focusing more on their first party studios coming up soon.
Yeah.
But as far as today's show, I was very, very pleased with it. And I'm excited to what's coming to PlayStation in 2023, man. You know what I mean? Because that's what we really wanted. That was one of my complaints as far as, we need to get a more of a roadmap as far as what's coming to the console in the future. Not saying that I had any doubt that there wasn't going to be no good games or great games coming. I just want to know. I always want to be in the know. You know what I mean? So, I loved it, man. Great show.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Hey, Call Me Jay, what do you think?
So,
did you see it?
Just like the Nintendo one? Yeah, I saw it. Just like the Nintendo one, it was really good. It catered more to me because, just the games cater more. So to start it off, Tekken 8, fucking
it looks
fantastic.
Incredible.
Dude. You can tell. I personally haven't worked on games, but I've used the engine Unity to make stuff for certain games. And like you can tell, or I could tell that it was like still in development. There's certain animations look a little like weird, but in general it looked really good, and it already looks way 7. That's saying a lot. It looks like it's incorporating a lot more cinematic things into the fight. I don't know if that's going to be like that all the time. It looks like the finishers are like more like flashy, like Mortal Kombat, which is really cool. If that is a finisher, what we saw at the end with Jin.
Yeah.
It looks fucking yeah. So when they showed the teaser with him smiling, or the Tekken, they showed Tekken 1 on PS1, and then they showed Kazuya smiling. I was like, okay, they didn't say a number, so it might be Tag Team Tournament 3, but it might be Tekken 8. So I'm glad either way. So it was Tekken 8, good. I'm happy for that. I'm super hyped for it. The other games, like the VR games, are cool. I've already played the Star Wars one. I didn't play Demio, but I've heard Demio, when it came out, it blew the fuck up because it was such a really good game. It blew up on the Quest. And the Star Wars one I played, it was all right. I played better games already, so it's not going to be something that blows your mind when you play it, if you do play it. But Demio is more like a party game, and it has a lot of effects and such, and it has a desktop version, so it's not necessarily completely VR. That's cool. The one that surprised me the most was the Yakuza one, because when I first saw it, I was like, wait, is that Kenzan? Like the one in the Edo times or whatever? Mm-hmm. But it's a different one. It's like, what's it called? Is it like a dragon?
Ishin.
Ishin?
Yeah. Ishin only came out in Japan. Like I played that on my PS4. Like I played the demo of it. Okay. I know a few people that played it. They bought it in their Japanese account. It's a great game. It's super fun. I didn't understand what was going on as far as story, but the gameplay was good.
So, but it's part of the Yakuza lineage, I'm assuming. Like, but it's like feudal Japan and shit, right?
Yeah, it's more feudal Japan.
Because the guy looks like Kazuya, right? Or Kiru. He looks like Kiru.
It's the same character, yeah.
He looks like Kiryu.
So
So
it's
Kiryu's
weird.
descendant?
It's like he's like, yeah. There a
He's
lot
like
of the characters that are.
a descendant.
Yeah, a lot of the characters here are also in like in the mainline Yakuza games as far as like what I played. But I just thought it was going to be those PS2 ones or PS3 ones that never made. They never got the remake treatment. Like I said, the Kenzen ones. There's like 2 or 3 of them. But this one seems to be like different because it's just when I saw Like a Dragon, I was like, okay, so it's a little different than the other ones. I was like, cool, a fucking sword, hell yeah! I mean, a katana, and then I see him pull out a gun, bam, bam, and I'm like, what the fuck happened, dude? This is sick. So I'm probably gonna play that one. It looks sick. Pacific Drive, Game Pass, looks like Game Pass. I'm good. Then they showed PlayStation NFTs. You know, the little PlayStation stars that you can get, the little trophies.
Oh yeah, that's
NFTs.
right. The little cosmetic shit.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
I didn't
NFTs.
really care.
Project Eve, aka Stellar Blade, which is a fucking badass name. When I first saw it, I was like, it's alright. You know, it's like kind of catering to the people that like, you know, the sexy looking female badass Bayonetta looking fighter, right?
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
But this gameplay looks a whole lot better. I'm probably not gonna play it, but Stellar Blade is like they couldn't have picked a better name for this game. Honestly, it's fucking sick. She in one of the shots she has like a jacket, so you can I'm assuming you can customize her. That's cool. One that I didn't like, I was kind of like, what the fuck, is like Sin Duality, the one with the girl floating with the robot. And
I love that, yo.
Yeah, really?
At first, I wasn't really sold because I'm like,
okay,
oh, another type of farming simulator type game. But then I saw more co-op. They said
he saw a Nintendo game on PlayStation. No,
he's like, what the hell? All these farming simulators.
There's PvP VE in the game. So
so it's online. Okay.
Yeah, it's online and all that. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
and none of y'all mentioned Star Wars, man. I'm looking forward to that one for VR.
I did.
I'm looking forward to Star Wars.
That should look cool.
I played it.
Galaxy's Edge? Oh, you played it? It's on what? It's on Quest?
It's on the Quest, yeah.
How is it?
I played it already. It's cool. Here's the thing. So before the Quest 2 came out and blew the fuck up, right? There's a game that came out on the PC called Boneworks, and that's a game that's fully physics based. So everything is interactable, like very, very interactable. And that game set the bar so fucking high that developers are still trying to catch up to that standard, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
Then came Half-Life Alyx, which is a good game, but even Half-Life Alyx, made by fucking Valve, still lacks behind Boneworks in a lot of ways in terms of like the VR, because you play VR for to feel like you're in that world. So the best way to feel like you're in that world is to interact with things, and there's a lot of things that Half-Life Alyx doesn't do that Boneworks did. Okay. So it's a cool game if you didn't play Boneworks. If you play Boneworks, you're like, damn, bro, like Boneworks spoiled me, man. So it's a cool game, and you'll like it because it actually has a story. And there's also the other ones that are also they're already on PlayStation, the Vader Immortal ones.
Yeah, I know the Vader Immortal. Yeah,
linear. Yeah, that might look really good on PSVR too. But yeah, like I already played it for a bit. It's a cool game. Like you'll like it because like. Realistically, PlayStation has really good PSVR 1 games, but they're like in terms of compared to games like Boneworks and Half-Life Alyx, they're like way behind in 2016 in terms of like the quality for VR. So PSVR 2 is going to be like not even a 10x, it's going to be a 20x increase in immersion, graphics, feel, and everything, because PSVR 2 is like catching up to what we already had in 2016 with VR headsets. It's just like way better in terms of the technology. So it's gonna be good.
All right.
The other game, Rise of the Ronin, the one that's like in 2024, is made by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo.
Okay. When
I saw that, I was like, "This is a Neo 3, like a new Neo," because it looked like it, the graphics and all that. Yeah. But no, it's like completely different, and I'm that looks really sick. I like it. It's like in between like the old and new, like you know you see like the freaking Cristobal Colon coming in, basically, you know, trying to change everything in their land and shit. So that looks cool. And then God of War, you know, fucking
of course.
God of War.
Oh man, God of War, man.
So
God,
I first listen. I saw that blue controller.
Hold up.
For 1 second, I was like, this motherfucker told me a blue controller and then the screen went black, and then I was like, PlayStation logo. Okay. I thought they were gonna end like that. I'm like, no, dude.
Yo, look.
So.
looking at that,
Really good.
looking at that God of War, I know people are now, all them. Oh yeah, Elden Ring got this. They're like, ooh, we might have to reconsider this whole Elden Ring Game of the Year talk.
So
they might be like, that
what
shit.
Ragnarok did,
From
what they showed,
looked fire.
From what they showed, they did what I expected and more.
Ooh.
Because when I saw
Looks like more DLC.
Yeah, when we saw the reboot God of War, right, the 2018 one, I think is when it came out. It's like it looks amazing, it looks great, but it's like realistically, it's setting the foundation for future God of War games. In this game, it's like we already have the technology. Now let's fucking go crazy.
Yo.
Look how many scenes in that video are from fucking. It looks like you're breaking dimensions and you're fighting shits. In like, if you see the skybox, it's like breaking dimensions.
Yo,
Like if you're in, it's like the monsters, the enemy variety, the scenery, dude. Like everything, it looks like it's going to be like a proper adventure that also will continue the story of Kratos being more human and less of a fucking killer.
Yo.
But also whoever the fuck that's talking to him, like I think it's Odin, maybe, that knows about him, is like getting in his mind about like you haven't kills relentlessly, so. It's gonna be interesting.
Okay. Hey, yo, Craig.
Really good state of play.
Mm-hmm. Craig.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You say you got something to say about Pacific Drive?
Yeah, that's the best game they showed. I mean, bottom line is that you ain't a man yet unless you clap some cheeks in the back of a friggin' fair lane like that. So, yeah. Can you hear me right now?
No, you didn't leave. You're fine. He left.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
All right, that's the best game they showed. I mean, you get to clap some cheeks in a station wagon. The family truckster. You all don't have that privilege. Matter of fact, why don't you all ask your mamas tonight? Did she get clapped off in that truck?
Oh my god!
Let's go ask her. Let's go ask her.
That's just unique. It's interesting because it's like you're just driving.
Not today.
No, ask your mom. Did she? Ask your mom.
Craig, we're not doing this, Craig. I'm not today, Craig.
All right, well, all right. So
Craig,
back to the
that's
showcase.
the best game today. Right? No. That was the best game they showed today. That Pacific Rim shot.
Wagon, it brought back memories of my younger youth when they called me Dickie Mo.
Bro,
that was my nickname.
You're saying Pacific Rim shot is the best shit they showed today. Oh, hell nah. I'm done, bro. I can't, bro. I can't, man. Oh, shit.
Well, it was, all right. It was my favorite one. But I was...
Just because he saw a 78 Winnebago.
It's his opinion.
Oh, my God.
It's his opinion.
I mean, I live by
It's my opinion.
Hey, look, that LL Cool J song, Backseat, that's what they're talking about, stuff like that. But anyway, I thought the the Bayonetta game was by far, that's the game I watched the showcase. Great. Yeah, that gee whiz, the ray tracing, the yeah, but this everything about that game looked cool. You got a spaceship, you got somebody with a sword, you got some crazy looking combos, and so it looked fast paced. That's something I'm definitely behind. I've been wanting to see more about that game. I was disappointed I didn't see the Disco Elysium or Valkyrie, whatever that game is. That was disappointing. That game's coming out.
Well, it's coming out soon, so that's probably
right.
Right.
So maybe we'll get something in a week or two, and that's fine. But overall, I thought they did an excellent job. The Tekken game, I don't even play fighting games, but if that game looks like that, like how can you not play that?
Yeah, if you see it, I don't mean to cut you off, but on the first frame, it says capture on PS5 in real time. So
okay, very well.
It's early, but it's like captured in real time on the PlayStation 5, which I love that they just have the disclaimer.
Yeah, then the Ghost of Tsushima game that they showed, that actually the fact that that's
the
not
Tecmo
getting
one?
to the 20.
The Tecmo one, yeah.
Ronin,
Ronin, yeah. That looks so good.
Like that. Yeah, that I was like, okay, that really kind of I had to take a step back because when you watch those on like in 4K. They have that thing now. You can watch it upscale now. And that looked real good. It looked violent. It looked like it had a purpose. So that the horse galloping looked trash though. I mean, I know it's early. It's an early build, but I enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to that. And the fact it's a 2024 game, that shut a lot of people up on what's happening later on. Because all right, you know this is in development, and it looked cool. And then I get it. I don't think I'll buy that God of War gamepad, but the game itself, like I said, he ain't the God of War. But with that said,
knew you were gonna bring that bullshit up,
I
man.
understand why people are getting excited about that.
Listen, we already talked about this. You know, the real God of War you're used to always gets his ass kicked. Whether it's by Xena, Hercules, Wonder Woman, almost everybody. You know,
like I said, he ain't the God of War, but nevertheless, that does look like it's going to bring a lot of action. So I can see why people are excited. But what I saw was the hypocrisy. People wanted Jim Ryan fired yesterday. Now all of a sudden today they're going to cut his grass and do his bushes. It's just the hypocrisy. But overall, it sounds like they had this from the media that was covering it. Everybody's championing it, saying it was a 9, it was a 10, and that's good. I'm happy for those people, you know. So, but there were people screaming, you know, the whole the $70 game thing, all that's just out the window because aren't the two $70 games, you know, PlayStation outselling? I know you're gonna get to that later. PlayStation outselling Nintendo over, you know, selling more than Xbox. That's what happened to that. Nobody's gonna buy it because the price went up. So it's just a lot of hypocrisy out there. So a lot of people ate a lot of crow today. Right. That's what it sounds like.
Hey, yo, Bari.
Yep.
Oh, shout out to the Ruham. Hey, yo, Liquid. I see your super chat. I'm gonna use that as a talking point as we finish up this topic. But the Ruham says, "What up? What's good? P-Rock in the panel. You good, Craig? You having station wagon flashbacks?"
You all don't understand.
Oh shit!
You don't understand.
My man remember his days at band camp.
That's all I got to say.
My man's remember his days at band camp. That's what he's doing, man.
That station wagon, man, that just brought back some memories, man. Right. You all don't understand. And the way that station wagon was rocking and rolling, I'm like, hey, I'm getting this game. You know, I don't care what it's about. It was day one for me.
I want to play this in VR.
Yeah, it could be in VR. Yeah, I can't.
I hope that shit gets canceled. Yeah. Hey, yo.
But the Star Wars game, that's an important game for them to get because you definitely want to make sure you're in business with Disney and Star Wars.
Yes.
So and it's Galaxy's Edge. Like, isn't that the name of the thing out at Disney? And that called Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, I went there too. Cool. I went there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. I'm excited.
They actually have the bar, like, and it's a real bar, like there.
Yeah, I heard about
pretty
that.
cool.
The cantina with the guy. Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
So I was surprised that it came to PlayStation because it was like a collaboration between Meta / Oculus with the studio and Disney. So it goes to show that Disney is like, nah, bro, I'm putting this shit on other VR headsets too.
Well, not just that, it is PlayStation. So you know, Disney, Marvel, they're like this. Disney, Marvel, and PlayStation, they're like this. They're like, you're my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Especially like they give their other games to other people, and they're like, what the fuck are you guys doing with our fucking IPs, man? Like, God, we can't trust nobody up in here. But I just want to finish off with the state of play with. All right. Well, two things. First, I know we touched on it with Stellar Blade, but how impressed are you guys with the fact that this was formerly Project Eve, right? And we had no information. I thought it was Vanillaware, like it's done. It's like it was one of those projects, and you're never gonna see again. And somehow this game just kept getting development full-fledged, and Sony found a way to keep it off Xbox. Like, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think that
go ahead.
Just PlayStation in general just saw the potential. You know, Shuhei Yoshida was like, "Yo, bro, I really like this shit. So let's help you out and make something really special here." But you know, like all contracts go, you know, it's staying on PlayStation, and they saw that it would sell really good regardless. So they were like, "Yeah, If it's on PlayStation only, it would sell a lot, and if it's on all platforms, it would sell pretty much the same, if not a little bit more. So they could afford to take that little hit and just make an actual really good game with the PlayStation fragrance, like Jay Barry says.
Okay, yo, Jay Breezy. Like, did you expect Project Eve to still be alive?
Yeah.
You did?
I definitely expect. Yeah, for sure, because they've been showcasing this game for a long time, right? And I've seen the development of this game for a long time. And the last showcase, I think PlayStation was really, really impressed with it. They saw the reaction was pretty good with it. So, you know what I mean? They put more money towards that as far as, we're going to publish this and we're going to lock this up. This is going to be under our banner. And it's going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive or console exclusive.
Yeah. So
they see the potential, like Coleman J said. And I think it's a smart move. You know what I mean? Just having that more arcadey action, hack and slash type game under your umbrella. And hopefully, because we saw it under the SIE banner, right? And that we've seen showcases before where PlayStation had, games like, Returnal before they were bought up under that banner. So hopefully if this game does well or being successful, and PlayStation see the potential in them, they can scoop these developers up too. You know what I mean? Just having a Korean developer making these type of games like that, I think it would be smart, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that because before this game came along, right, and before the new God of War came along, God of War, the old one, was supposed to be that hack and slash, comparison to like stuff like Bayonetta or Dante's Inferno, right? They don't have that anymore because God of War is a new IP now. It's completely different from the old ones. And having this game be that Bayonetta 3 competitor, you could say, is really good. And if it does really well, they're like Jay Barry said, they'll probably buy them and be like, yeah, just make more of this. Do whatever you want, just make more hack and slash crazy shit. Because they don't need it, but like it's good to have more diversity in their portfolio. So, and that's what they're doing. They're cultivating or buying studios to increase their diversity. So that's what Bungie's for, and now probably this development studio too.
Ooh, okay, awesome. Project Cloud is in the building.
Hey, how's it going?
All right,
sorry I'm late.
No problem. You're gonna have to play some catch up. So you have to do the quick. You're gonna have to do some quick wrap up. Give me your thoughts. Did you get to see Nintendo Direct and State of Play?
Not Nintendo Direct, but I did see the State of Play nearly live.
So give us some thoughts.
Yeah, I mean it's look. They at least made it a quick show.
And hold up,
right?
and if you say that card game is the best looking thing on the show, I'm just gonna cancel all of you. I'm just gonna block. I swear to God, I'm gonna just block you all. You all blocked. Now go ahead. Project Cloud's thinking. Project Cloud's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
No, I know what the game you're talking about.
Oh.
I mean, I don't remember the title of it, but I just remember being like, okay, that one's not for me.
It's called Pacific Rim Shot.
Okay.
So stupid.
Yeah, the last 3 games that they had were the best. Project Eve, whatever that was.
Yeah, Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade. It's Stella, and I just love the name. It's just
it sounds very flashy.
Stellar Blade.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I said when I was in the back seat of that car.
Oh shit!
The flashbacks.
This dude.
This is just me noticing like little details, but I want to say that was the first time that game actually started with Sony Interactive Entertainment Presents.
Yeah.
I don't think that that was a logo in the previous unveiling of the game. Whenever
I think you're right.
They took it over.
Showcase 2021.
What are you talking about, Cloud?
Yoshida came in.
Oh, really? I did not see that.
Yoshida came in like Death Row Records. He's like signed to Death Row.
Like Suge Knight.
He like Suge Knight. He came in like Death Row Records, buying up all the talent.
Yeah, go ahead, Cloud. I want to go with my opinion on the biggest deal of the day that a lot of people may not have seen yet. Go ahead.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
there we go.
Rise of Ronin was the game after that.
Mm-hmm.
The penultimate one. I mean, that looks. I mean, granted, that's somewhat in between like God of War and I don't know, Demon Souls or Bloodborne a little bit.
No, it'll be like Neo 100% because it's literally
the Tecmo
the
game
same development. Yeah.
Well, Neo is
like
Neo
Kingdom
is a
there,
bit
right?
of a Souls
Yeah,
type
Neo
game.
is
Yeah,
a Souls. Neo,
it's a Souls type
Neo
game.
is like Ninja Gaiden and Souls combined.
Yeah, they had a baby
With like yeah, they had a baby
that they don't want to
it was
claim.
like and they had like it's like supernatural. There's demons and shit like
Yeah.
that. So this is like Neo but grounded is what it seems like.
Yeah. Like that opening shot or so, or at least an early shot in that trailer, I was like, oh, this is Ghost of Tsushima. But then I was like, but it said Team Ninja.
Yeah.
So, but no, it looks interesting. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna play that, but I have my eye on it at least. Oh, and then of course, great way to end the show with God of War Ragnarok. First they showed the DualSense controller, and then they actually gave you the story trailer. And you know what? It's a really nice trailer, but what's actually more important for me beyond just there being a trailer is, hey, this is even more confirmation that the game's coming out this fall.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming.
You know what I mean? Because
that's coming.
like,
that the
there
moment.
shouldn't have been any
The reason why,
for gamers to doubt that.
the reason why I didn't doubt it is Game Informer. When Game Informer says, it's on this month's magazine, like, yep, it's coming.
Yeah.
That's how I know. That's how I know when Sony's big games, like Sony's biggest games, always gets published on Game Informer. It becomes like the front cover of the magazine. That's how I know it's coming. When they don't announce it, I'm
Game
like,
Informer's still around.
I know. It's just
Yeah.
they're backed by Sony money. Sony bought them.
Yeah.
I'm lying.
Bro, I used
You
to
were about to
collect
say,
those
what?
fucking magazines.
I know.
I used to collect the magazines and look at them.
I got some old ones here. I bought them
Oh,
from my
yeah?
house. So yeah, it's trying to give me monthly. I
Yeah.
have the one with the Star Wars for the Super Nintendo. It's crazy. Street Fighter.
Ever since the GameCube, I started getting them.
Yeah.
When Fantastic Four game came out in 13 and shit like that, that's when I started getting those. I had the GTA 1, GTA 4. I used to read it all the time before the game came out. Hyped.
So shout out to Ramon Terrell. He says, "Sup to the homie P-Rock, great show, but Stellar Blade is false advertising.
Oh,
I didn't see a single monster in that gameplay. None."
listen, Ramon.
I thought
Ramon,
it
when you
did.
played,
I thought he was fighting.
I
I
think
did
it
have
did.
something.
Yeah, didn't she fight
I
some
mean,
shit?
I think she fights some monsters.
Yo,
I could be wrong though.
yo,
Yeah, he got to be trolling right there.
Yo, I don't know, but Ramon don't usually do that.
It's a new IP.
I gotta check.
Nah, they definitely showed a whole bunch of. It was like 4 different monsters that they showed.
Now I
fighting
gotta look at it. I gotta relook at that trailer.
Nah,
Ramon,
he trolled.
Ramon got me thinking. Yo, I don't know.
Facetious.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Maybe he's just being facetious.
I don't know, man. Okay.
Even I remember that.
So
yeah, the first thing that they show in terms of fighting is a monster. So yeah, it's a creature.
man, Ramon messing me up, man. I'm like, yo, I'm really here sitting thinking, who the fuck did she fight?
It's
Yeah,
actually
it was
mostly,
like, you remember that big mouth?
I don't remember
like, the
shit. I
mouth
gotta
was on
watch
the
it again.
chest.
I gotta watch it again now.
it's mostly monsters and some robots. The one that I really liked is the motherfucker that has like it's like a wheel of like spikes as for a head.
Right.
And he rushes you with that. I don't know what to call that, but it's like around the 1 minute and like 58 seconds.
Well, I'm gonna rewatch a lot of that stuff on the TV to get that hopefully they upload it in 4K.
That 4K.
Yeah.
4K.
Okay. Hey, so Craig, what you were saying?
It's up in 4K, 4K 60 and everything.
Yeah, it is.
Well-
and it looks wow.
What
yeah.
what you want to talk about? You said something we may have missed. What
Well,
we
I
missed?
think that a lot of people may have missed that whole octopus game, whatever octopus. Travel, whatever it is.
Octopath.
Okay,
yeah.
whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
We know.
Well, I mean, the fact that it's not
Oh.
the announcement right now is that it's not going
No.
to Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
And
We
it's
know.
going to Nintendo.
There's a lot of
It's
things. There's a
that's
lot of things
big
not
deal.
coming to Xbox.
Yeah, and that's a big
Today.
deal because that is starting to the people who are saying that Sony has bought Square Enix and the fact that Octopath 1 is already on Xbox, but you not getting a sequel and it's going to everybody but you, at least announced right
Well,
now.
not only that, Sifu.
That is something for people to look at. Yeah, Sifu.
Sifu's not going. Yeah,
Gazoon's hype.
Sifu's going to
Yeah.
Switch, but not on Xbox. Like what?
Yeah, right now, that's announced, so that could change. But I'm just saying, the people who have been tweeting out that Square's been purchased and stuff like that, they could actually start telling people to look at stuff like this because that is just odd for them to have the first one but not the second.
Well, it could be this. It could be this, right? because it was on Game Pass, and maybe people no. But what I mean is, just because it's on Game Pass doesn't mean people actually downloaded it and play it.
That's true too.
Maybe nobody
I don't
really
disagree with that.
Maybe nobody gave a shit. And
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Who this?
It's Ramon.
Oh man, my boy Ramon. Yeah, Ramon, what you talking about? No monsters. You got me fucked up here. I'm like, what's he talking? Like, and you know what's the crazy part? I don't remember. I'm like, wait a minute, did she fight monsters?
All right, so I had to jump in real quick to clarify this because I guess text doesn't always bring jokes across. I was joking about not seeing the monsters because I was busy staring at her.
Oh, you were looking at that ass.
Facetious.
Oh,
He's
my,
just being facetious.
my man looking at
that's what I said.
My man was looking at
That's
that
what I said.
ass. That's what he saw. He
Listen,
saw. Ramon saw Stella cake. That's what he saw.
No, they have a name for it too. They have a name for it.
He saw Stella booty. That's what he saw. He like, yeah, working girl.
Well, they did tone down her physics from the first game. But she had on an outfit.
My man needs more boob physics. That's what he needs. Oh shit.
Well, no, what's gonna happen is Ramon did not get in the back of that car.
Oh my
That's
god.
what's gonna happen here. So,
Man, I'm about to mute the word car on this podcast.
But the Octopath thing, that's a or is it octopus, whatever it's called. That's a big deal. I would just keep an eye on that. If that Microsoft may come out tomorrow or by the end of the week and have a press release that it is coming. I mean, but if they don't say something in the next week or two, that could be something that's telling. I'm just simply saying, just keep your eye on it. I still stand by that they have bought Square Enix, but I'm not. That's just my opinion. I'm just sitting on that one on my own.
From now on, the game's called Stella Cake. That's what we're gonna address it as. Stella Cakes.
Certain people that are fans of the Yakuza series that are now on Xbox, they're worried that the new one might not come to Xbox as well.
Well, why is that?
Well, because the Xbox has all of them right now on Game Pass. Game Pass. So it's like.
But again, are they playing it?
No, it's not that. I'm like the people that do play it, I guess, that are on Twitter that talk about it, right? They have some of them have said like, I hope that this Stellar Blade Octopath Traveler not coming out, even though the first one is on Game Pass or on the platform. Now they're worried that Yakuza might not come, right, for whatever reason, the new one.
Yeah, it's like
it might take a while.
It's like this.
The new one, the one that they showed today, may not come.
Yeah.
I thought it was announced for everybody. I thought that I'm not sure that wasn't announced either. Okay, I'm just asking. I don't know. So, I'm not sure.
Let me look it up actually.
I do kind of wonder for some of these bigger publishers if, it's kind of like they probably are, but kind of experimenting with Game Pass to see like, okay, we'll put these games in here and then, see what the engagement is. And if the engagement, is worth it, then we'll bring, the newer ones. But, I'm wondering like with Octopath Traveler, for instance, I mean, maybe 2 will come out at a later date. I still think it's kind of weird that if 1 was there, why wouldn't it be 2? The only thing I can think of is maybe it just doesn't have the engagement that they feel is worth it. That's the only thing I can think of.
And you know what?
Right.
You know what? You bring up a good point because, just thinking of stuff for my content for the channel, it's like something popped in my head, and maybe you guys could confirm, right? Does it feel like Game Pass this year, and whether it's from first party, well, obviously from first party, but from third party, it feels like Game Pass got less AAAs than last year. Am I wrong?
Yeah, like this.
Like,
year,
didn't it feel like last year Game Pass got more third party big titles as compared to this year? Like this year, like you hardly see shit on Game Pass other than the indies.
This year it felt like Games of Gold. Whenever Games of Gold come out, and a bunch of,
like what big AAAs? Like, all right, so let's pretend. I know Stalker 2 was supposed to come out, but let's pretend Stalker 2 did come out. Okay, Stalker 2 comes out. What other third-party games, big ones, came out or would come out for this year? Like, I can't think of anything. I know MLB came out. Stalker 2 came out.
Plague Tale Requiem.
It's coming out this year?
Plague Tale Requiem.
Is this year?
Let me look that up for you. I can just look up.
Like, but doesn't it feel weird, right? It just feels weird. But I think in the end,
there are the games that have come out right? They might not be like huge AAA games, but there have been good games. The problem is that the perception.
But that's not my point though. My point is, sure you could get good games, but AAA means money. If you put a AAA game on Game Pass, we talking money now because this isn't. I mean, hell, they paid $600,000 for a cooking sim. So
are you talking about brand new games this year, or just AAA games in general?
No, brand new day one. It seems like last year Game Pass was hitting those big games day one from third party whatever. But this year it seemed like it's been mostly indies and smaller titles. Granted, they could be good, but the stuff that costs money, it's not like we're staying away from those. It's just, you know what I mean?
Hotel Requiem is the only one this year that I've seen, and it was AA. The first one was AA, but the new one is looking AAA. So I think we should count.
Okay, so all right, so Plague's Tale, Stalker should have came out this year.
Grid Legends is like a AAA racing game by EA. So those are two, and then the one that you just mentioned, Stalker, that could have come out this year, if it didn't get delayed because of what was happening.
All right. Let me hit up Liquidator's I saved his super chat because I want to segue into this. So Liquidator, shout out to my brother. He's also a channel member up in here. He said, I'm still waiting for an official showcase. And he put it in all caps. Now here's my question to you guys. With how State of Play came out, what are the odds that they might still do a showcase? Because now I don't think there will be a showcase. Because the State of Play seems too good. Like, the State of Play was really good, right? If they were to have a showcase, then what would they actually show? Because to me, they show stuff that should have been on the showcase, like Tekken. That should have been on the showcase if they're gonna have a showcase.
Good point.
I think
it still might be.
You see what I'm saying?
I think. But let me ask you. Let me ask you though, like, when was the last time they did an actual showcase? Because as far as I remember, it's always been
September. Last September.
September last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think there'll be a showcase. Because as much cool stuff as they showed for this State of Play, at the same time, if you remember, I think it was last year when they said that they have like a number of old IPs coming back and new IPs as well. And I think that in 2023, like, all we're doing right now is guessing that maybe Spider-Man comes out next year.
Yeah, they
haven't said anything.
They've announced that.
No, we're not guessing.
They said it 2023?
He gave a release window 2023 for Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay. So we can probably guess that it'd be, maybe around this time next year. But they haven't said a whole lot. So I'm thinking that they probably have some games that we don't know about that might be dropping next year. I mean, this is all speculation, but I think they have some stuff to show us for next year. They just haven't been saying much.
Or the showcase.
And God knows they need to start saying something.
Or the showcase could just be what games they're putting on PC.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't do that because I'm about to throw something.
They're going to announce. I think at least 1, 2, 3 games.
Oh, I just lost like 12 subs. They're like unsubscribe to this motherfucker. We ain't trying to hear that shit. They're like, we ain't trying to hear this bullshit. I already lost like 12 subscribers. They're done with me. They've been down with me since 2016. That was it.
But I think my personal opinion, I know PlayStation don't care what I think, but I think PlayStation owes us a showcase after all of the PC announcements and the TV show announcements and
another controller and another goddamn controller. Hey, yo, Bari. How many goddamn controllers are they gonna show us, man? Fuck.
I think actually it makes sense for them to have one because there's still stuff for them to show. PSVR 2, like the actual hardware and what it's capable of.
Hey, but they're wilding out. They need to relax. Like, you're only allowed to show one controller every 4 months. That's it. You got to limit.
The Pro Controller, I feel like they could have more of like a focus.
I need that Pro Controller.
I think on their showcase they might show like, hey, this is more of the hardware VR2 and also the hardware for the Pro Controller. So this is what we got for this.
So you know what you're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do, Barry? They're gonna release the God of War controller. Then they're gonna release the Pro Controller, and then after you buy that, they're gonna release the God of War Pro Controller.
That's
They gonna
crazy.
drip feed all
They're gonna
the
milk the
controllers.
shit out of it.
What happened? Quadruple dipping.
That's a cop.
That's a cut. That's a cut. Yo, I love that blue. Yo.
It is
just
fire.
This past Saturday,
It is fire though. I ain't gonna lie.
we was talking about the whole gray camo. I'm not.
I wish they made plates. If they made matching plates, I would buy it, man.
I thought they did.
How hard is it to remove the plates though?
No, it's easy as fuck. It's easy as fuck.
No, it's not.
Very
I tried. It's hard.
You just
It's very easy.
Well, you have to- you have
it's
to
because you don't be
unscrew, right? You
tapping
have to
that
unscrew
ass.
from the back?
You know, all you gotta do is tap that ass, and that shit pops right the fuck out.
No, well, okay, I may try
You
that.
gotta, you gotta, you know, you gotta be like, you know,
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty
I'll
easy.
Wait,
use
but
my
so
right
the front
hand.
plate, the white front
they're
plate
both
is
easy.
just
It's
clipped
easy.
in.
Yeah, it's all it is. It's a
All of them
hook.
are clips.
It's a
Both
hook.
of them are clipped.
It's
It's
a
like
hook.
little hooks.
Okay.
It's a hook that you slide.
Okay.
That's
So
it.
it's not screwed.
No.
Like
Not
the
the plates.
frame
No.
inside is screwed, but the
plate-
white part on the outside is clipped.
Yeah, the plates you pop out
Okay,
easy.
so they're
it's easy as
definitely
fuck.
gonna do shit like that for sure.
It's easy as hell. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta pop the
Yeah.
back, man. Pop that ass.
Listen, man, this is why I suggest try your best to get that God of War controller, even if you're not going to use it, because right that day when it go in pre-order, it's going to be gone. Easy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. I agree with you on
Yep.
that. How much is it
Yeah,
going to
for
be?
sure.
What's your price on it?
I'm pretty sure it's
199.
gonna be like $74.99, like the like the
74?
other colors.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
gonna be like $75.
All right. All right.
You know,
that's cool.
Jay Barry got a point because I didn't order the Last of Us collector's edition because I didn't really, you know, I don't plan on playing it. But man, when I saw what they were going for on eBay, you got me thinking about that controller. Like, buy the controller, wait until you know they stop selling them, and then maybe
Buy
make
two.
a few $100s.
Buy two.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Hey,
I may do that then.
all right.
You know.
So anyway, so who thinks? So Ramon, you think that's going to be a showcase? All right. Jay Barry, do you think there's going to be a showcase
Yeah, I think
think
so.
so.
I think there's gonna be
this
one
year?
because
This year.
they've been
Yeah.
focusing on a lot of third party and their partners and all that stuff. I think they're gonna have a dedicated show.
You think there's more
focusing
shit
on
to
their
show?
first party.
Oh
See,
shit.
Yeah,
I agree.
Listen,
Oh,
Jim
shit.
Ryan, Herman Host, since the PS5 has been launching.
Jim
they've been
Judas?
teasing.
Jim Judas?
They've been-
He still got
Yeah,
more
they've
shit?
been- I believe in Jim. I believe in Jim. My T-shirts is coming soon, guys. I
Oh,
believe in
shit.
Jim.
And Jim, we
Nah,
trust.
they've been teasing a whole bunch of games. The whole 25, PlayStation first party games. The whole 10
That
to
is true.
12 games of the
Both
service.
flops. Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna come a time and day where you're gonna have to showcase that stuff. But I feel
Yeah,
like every state of
I
play
agree.
have been focused on third party, either from Japan or all over the world. They're gonna have to have a showcase where they focus on their first party stuff. For sure.
And here's
That's
why I
yeah.
think there's going to be a showcase as well, is because they've been showing third party stuff. You got to give they got to give the third party their moment to shine, right? Who goes last? Home always goes last. Home goes last. So you do your third party, you give them their showcases. You're not gonna do your showcase and then do state of plays and then have third party stuff. No, you're gonna do throughout the year.
That's right.
You do the third party, you do your Hogwarts, and then mixed in between that you have your Horizons because those were already coming out. But then at the end of the year, when they're like, okay, this is what we got going for the next year or 2 years or whatever, you've gotten all of your third party stuff out of the way, and now you open up the closet at home and show what they've been cooking up. So aside from that, they do one every year. But I think that's why we're still going to have one this year, is because they do one every year and they've gotten everybody else out of the way, as far as we know anyway.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, because all these state of plays have been third party, and then the game that's about to release from their studios. So this new showcase is just like last year, showing a lot of what's coming up in the next year. So that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about their live service style games. I want to know what they do because they've never really done. They've done it right, but they did it before it was popular on the PS3. I want to see what they can do now. What kind of games they're gonna make.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. All right, so we got the state of play. We feeling good and stuff like that. Let's talk about Bonnie Ross leaving 343. All right, so this is her tweet. It said from Bonnie Ross, while I had hoped to stay with Halo until we released the winter update, which winter? I am letting you know I will be leaving 343 and attending to her family medical issues. I hope everything goes well with her. I hope it's not too serious. I am incredibly proud of the work everyone at 343 Industries has done with Halo Infinite, the Master Chief Collection, the Halo television series, and so much more. It has been an honor to serve alongside the team for the last 15 years and to be a part of a universe that I love. Thank you to everyone in the Halo community for your support. Halo's future is bright. I cannot wait for all of you to experience what we have in store and to cheer alongside you as a fan at the Halo World Championship in October. Axios, Bonnie Ross. Now I'm gonna start this off, and then I'm gonna push it to Ramon first, right? But I'm gonna say this. This is. I'm just gonna quickly describe Halo, and this is possibly the best analogy that can be done for this game. Halo is pretty much, the franchise Halo is pretty much the Chicago Bulls. You got what you remember of the Chicago Bulls, which was the 90s Jordan, and then you got what you have now. Halo has become the Bulls of now, but people still look back at the 90s era with Jordan, even though it's clearly not it. Like, Halo lost its luster. It's like, go on a sports app, look at the Chicago Bulls. That's who Halo is right now. It is not the 6 rings, playoff winning, Michael Jordan with his tongue out. They not that dude no more. They're not that group, right? So they completely, like, they sent that game practically on its last life support, right? So Bonnie Ross is gone. It mentions on Twitter it's a family emergency. But how much do you think emergency versus you just haven't been doing a good job? Do you think? It's like 60-40, 70-30, 95-5, 98.9999 to 1.9? Like, what do you think?
Well, I definitely think that she was given a way to gracefully depart. I really hope whatever's going on with her family, I hope everything turns out okay. I hope that, everything works out. That said, I think, as far as whether it is or not, I really don't feel comfortable speculating on that, because if there is something terribly wrong or bad going on in her family, then, obviously that's terrible, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. That said, it was a gracious way to leave, and I think it was the right thing to do, because we've seen what's been going on. As somebody not as invested in Halo, because I never played it before I got my Series X, and then I played through Master Chief. I don't have the same connection to the franchise as you guys. After I finished Halo 4, I didn't bother with 5. And then I was going to play Infinite, and then, I heard the campaign was good, but then Bonobo talked me out of it. And then when they lied about it, then it really talked me out of it.
It's all right, man.
So,
it's all right.
Yeah, so,
I gave it a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm not as invested, and then that just kind of turned me off. So, if they hadn't lied about it, then, maybe. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But I think it was a gracious way to exit. And we'll see what happens. I heard they got really good management coming in, so it'll be interesting to see what. Okay. It'll be interesting to see. But hey, I got to duck out.
All right.
Thanks
brother.
for having me,
All
and
right.
I'll talk to you guys
All
later.
right. Take care, brother.
Take care, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I gotta duck out.
Hey, yo,
myself
Ramon,
before it's 10 o'clock.
yo, she said, yo, babe, you wrap that shit up.
Yeah, I gotta duck out too, guys. It's been good.
All right.
But
All
y'all have
right.
a good
Take
rest of
care,
the evening.
man.
Shout out to you guys in the chat.
Listen, guys, people in the chat. Happy wife, happy life.
That's facts. That is absolute facts.
Limitations.
All right. Okay. Hey, so talk to Project Cloud. Project Cloud, are you into Halo? Just a single player?
I'm kind of like solely on it. I'm like, I want to believe.
You want to believe what? That it's gonna get better?
I'm sorry, I mixed up characters, but anyway, it's like I want to believe that this franchise can return to the greatness that it has been associated with in the past. Like, I want to believe that's still possible, but it's like clearly with 343, and what does it have in common? It's been led by Bonnie Ross, and I don't know why the studio has struggled to meet or exceed expectations when it really comes to this. Like, I mean, I'll say this in their defense. Like, I think they've done a really nice job with at least post-launch support, especially of the Master Chief Collection. And they certainly are committed to, like, continually improving their games. It's just the problem is they can't nail a game at launch. I mean, that's the issue. So, I mean, there's still features from Halo Infinite that people are still waiting on. I mean, they're coming, but you know what I mean? You have to give it a few years.
Well, she said the winter update. We just don't know which winter.
Yeah.
It's they did the last year with winter contingency.
But here's what was surprising to me is, like, she's like, well, I hope to stay on till the winter update. It's like, well, I didn't even know that you were, as far as I know, she was still going to be the studio head for years to come. So the fact that there's even a winter update that she's thinking about exiting from, like, at least that's the implication of how that's written. That alone was surprising to me. But at the same time, it's like, well, maybe Microsoft does really realize that, hey, I don't think we're going to get Halo to what it should be under Bonnie, unfortunately. And it's too bad, because she's like, watching interviews, like, she comes across as very nice and very polite and very knowledgeable of the franchise, but for some reason they just can't get over the hump of, taking us back to the Bungie era.
They're like the current Bulls, like I said.
Yeah, and it's not because I don't think they're trying. It just, I don't know. There must be some sort of management issue, because it's like you have a developer that has a ton of people on it, but they just can't, for the life of them, figure it out. I mean, they've had over a decade to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, when did Bungie leave? 2008 or something? 2009, 10? I don't know.
I think their last game was Reach.
It was Reach, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was what?
Well,
10?
That was the last game that they made, but they might have gone independent like before that.
Yeah, but it's around there. So Reach was the last game. Yeah.
So Reach was like the end of the contract, I think, and the funny part is that 343 helped with that game, so they're in that game too, somewhat. So yeah, their first game wasn't technically Halo 4; it was Reach as well, because they supported Bungie on it.
Okay.
So, and they also made some internal moves. So, like, you think 343 can get to this point, or is people? In my opinion, I think people are expecting too much from 343. In my opinion, I think 343 is just simply average, and at best, they'll just make an average game. But if people are expecting the glory days of Halo, when it was like the behemoth, I don't think it's ever gonna get there, because I don't think the studio has the capability of being there. Unless there's like a massive overhaul of people, where you get some of the top talent across the industry, and now they're part of Halo. I just don't see the people they have now. I'm not saying they can't do their job or they're being good, but it's like, it's like sports. You can have good players on the team. That doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl. At best, you just might make it to the playoffs and have a winning season. But you don't have a championship caliber team. And that's how I see 343. I see them being average, maybe good. But if the expectation is game of the year, like Halo, like Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 1, where it's like a phenom of a game, I don't think they have the ability to make a phenom. I don't think they have that ability. I think at best, they might make a good game, but because it's Halo, good is not good enough. It's like the New York Yankees. Making it to the playoffs is not good enough. It's like, the fuck? Yankee fans gonna be like, "Wow, you want a cookie? Because you made it to the playoffs? We're not trying to hear that shit. It's win the World Series or bust. That's it. That's the standard, And I think Halo, because of what Bungie did, has that standard. It's top tier phenomenon or bust. We don't care about, this is a good game. Like any game, any other game could be a good game. Halo's supposed to be like Babe Ruth, the game that built the house of Xbox, and I don't think 343 can live up to that. I think people just have to expect a fundamentally good game and just enjoy it for what it is. But I think
you bring up a good point,
the days of Halo is over.
You bring up a good point. I disagree with that last point you said, but you bring up a really good point about how people are expecting too much from 343 for many reasons, but mainly it's because people want them to replicate what Bungie did with Halo 1, 2, and 3. And the reality is that that will never happen. And not because they're incapable, but because Bungie made Halo, Bungie peaked Halo. You cannot peak peakness. Like there's something, what can you add to Halo that will make it even bigger than 3? Nothing, because Halo 3 already had social features, it had Forge, and it had theater mode, among other game modes. So the only thing that can 343 really do is just add more content to it. They can't. What can they really do to innovate it that other similar games like COD haven't done? Because COD is essentially doing the same that they've done ever. The only difference is that they have a battle royale now, right? So the best thing that they can do is essentially just copy everybody and make a battle royale Halo game, which would be cool. Or a battle royale mode. I mean,
that might work.
Yeah,
for them.
But like in terms of innovating, like there's nothing they can really do that will. They tried quote unquote innovating by changing the formula, and what that did is remove the identity from Halo. So it's like Halo is social, fun gameplay with a theater mode, co-op, split screen as well, and a Forge. That's literally Halo. Like, you can complement it, but what can you really add that'll be as big as one of those main pillars to innovate it beyond, right? There's really nothing that they can do. The best they can do is just make a good Halo. And can they do it? Yes, because 343 has had Halo since Halo 4. And Halo 4 came out and it was very divisive because it was literally Call of Duty but with a Halo skin. Halo 5, the multiplayer was cool, but it still wasn't Halo to most people, and the game also kind of bombed, and only sold because of the name, right? And so 343 has had this stain on them for years and years, ever since the 360 when Halo 4 came out, and then when MCC came out, that game was completely broken for like 5 years before they started to fix it. But regardless of all those missteps and bumps on the road that they had, huge bumps that would have killed any franchise, when Halo Infinite got announced, the whole world stopped and were like, fuck yes, Halo's back, right? So people want a Halo game. They just want a Halo Infinite. The core of it is great. It just doesn't have the content. It doesn't have the Forge. It doesn't have the split screen co-op. Halo Infinite came out with a functioning in theater, a functioning custom game mode, a functioning Forge. It would have been the Halo. It would have been Halo 3 2.0, literally. But they fumbled the ball. So people don't want innovative Halo. They want just more of what Halo is at its peak. And 343 can do it, but they just, management possibly it is not driving them to the correct through the right lane to achieve that peakness of Halo 3 and Halo Reach.
Right.
So hopefully with this new management they do, because the new leadership, I think his name is Pierre Hanse, something like that. He's the one that fixed basically Halo MCC. I think he was the project lead on Halo on MCC. He got put there after the travesty the MCC was, and he's the one that made MCC to what it is today, which is a beloved platform for the old Halo games. So I have no doubt that this guy can lead him with Joseph Statham or whatever, the narrative director now. Those two combined, they can make Halo Infinite a really good game. They just have to. I feel like Bonnie Ross. Another thing I want to add is all these the Halo YouTubers that know much more about Halo than we do. All of them have stated that Bonnie Ross is the reason that Halo is still around. For better or for worse, Microsoft apparently they were going to shelve Halo or sell it off, and one of the developers were Gearbox, because they worked on Halo before. They did the port for the PC for the first game. But Bonnie Ross is the one that convinced Microsoft to keep making Halo, because Halo can keep being profitable and whatnot. So because of her is the reason why we have 4, 5, Wars 2, MCC, and now Infinite. So for better or for worse, we still have Halo. So now that there's a new leadership, the potential is there to bring Halo Infinite, at least Halo Infinite, back up to what it should have been and be a really good game. So, and in today's day and age, with how gamers are today, they drop games really fast because they get bored. But if a game gets updates and it gets really good, they'll come back and play it. Look at Battlefield Infinite, Battlefield 2042. It came out, it was completely broken, garbage, no content, and now it's the players are going up and up and up and up because it's getting content, it's getting polished, it's getting really good. So,
hey Jay Barry, what do you think, man? You think 343 could really get this franchise going?
No. So here's my opinion, right? I'm not the biggest Halo fan, so I'm looking more from the outside in. And it's unfortunate, when I saw Bonnie Ross's tweet, and
I hope everything is okay. I hope
hopefully everything is good with the family and whatnot.
Yes.
But I do think there's there was some eternal conflict there, and this was just like a more of a PR type of way of exiting. Because when you're the captain of a ship and the ship is shipwrecked, you know what I mean? The crew members that's doing a bad job ain't gonna get blamed. Is the person at the helm of the ship is gonna get blamed. So the reason why I said no when it comes to 343 is that you have a different captain now, but still I just don't think the talent is there at that studio. You know what I mean? And the way how Microsoft philosophy when it comes to their business structure, when it comes to Xbox and those type of games, it's not going to fit any type of pretty much any type of development ideas, because you still have to fit that bill for Game Pass or the free-to-play game or whatnot. Regardless on the management, management is a big part of like a lot of the failures with Halo Infinite. But still, this is a free-to-play game that can't get content out. You know what I mean? That's a management issue, yes, but it's also a development issue. You know what I mean? Whatever they're going through is a development issue as well. The talent is just not there. As a free-to-play game in this day and age, you have to keep this game with enough content to keep people busy, and you got to do it at a fast pace. Most of these free-to-play games that are coming out, the Apex Legends, the Fortnites, whatever game that you're playing, every month is or every 2 months is like a new season. You know what I mean? Like, Halo Infinite, a big title like that for Xbox, launching the way how it is and delivering content the way how it did is a complete failure. Just to be in that scope of these other free to play or games. And I just feel like a lot of that itself brought a lot of bad taste to a lot of fans or people that's looking from the outside in, or people that might have a little bit of interest in there, where it's like, can't deliver the content, I'm not going to stay here. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try your game out regardless of the management moves. You know what I mean? They have to do a complete overhaul, which they're not going to get the funding for. Microsoft ain't doing that. It's in Game Pass. They're going to have the Sea of Thieves effect where, 5 years later, it's going to be good. You know what I mean? That's their mentality. Oh, because it's games as a service bullshit that, they like to push, and Game Pass and all that bullshit. They're going to push that. Oh, 5 years later, now it's good. You know what I mean? They're not going to overhaul that bullshit. They're going to overhaul it like in 5 years. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have no faith in 343. That's a development studio. A franchise like Halo, something like that, they couldn't uphold. On top of the Xbox mantle, and it's a goddamn shame. But Bonnie Ross, all the best. Hopefully her family's okay. But she deserves some blame when it comes to the state of Halo. To be honest with you, and I mean, like Microsoft, they like to. And I don't want to sound cold when I say this, but they like to do these tug on the heartstrings type of movements. You know what I mean? Like, okay, somebody is leaving. Let me tug on the heartstrings a little bit with this might be a family member that's passing away. I know that sounds cold and callous. I'm not trying to come off like that, but I see that a lot when it comes to just Xbox and their announcements, whether it's like some bad or good stuff. They want to tug on that heartstring to make you feel a certain type of way. But at the end of the day, I think she should be scrutinized as far as like how the Halo franchise is right now, but you can scrutinize her respectfully. You know what I mean? So
facts. Yeah. So I wanted to speak on that because I didn't get the chance to. Like her announcement. I said I tweeted about this. I hope that whatever is going on. I'm not here to argue if it's true or not. I don't care really. Like, respectfully, right? I hope that if whatever it is happening, I hope it gets better. I wouldn't like my family to be going through something bad, right? But as for her quote that she's proud of what 343 has done with the Halo as a whole, I feel like that's a really tough pill to swallow because that's one big lie. Because Halo 4 came out, it was shit. Halo 5 came out, it was shit. MCC was completely broken, and Infinite is just a repeat of every other past Halo game. So
can I address this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad, call me Jay. Because I don't know what these motherfuckers is thinking out here. I've been very vocal on the whole games as a service thing, live service thing with PlayStation. I'm not saying that live services games doesn't have a place within gaming, but I don't agree with PlayStation pushing all that 10, 12 live service games. Obviously, they're doing that because if one of those things hit, it's going to be good for them. But I personally despise some live service games due to the fact that they're not delivering a full product right from the start, and that's just the gist of what a live service game is continued development as the game go on. So it's no different. The smoke is still there when it comes to PlayStation 2. I don't know if you've been listening to me or whatnot. I know I haven't been on this show for a minute, but yeah, my energy is the same when it comes to the PlayStation live service games. We haven't seen them. You know what I mean? If they hopefully they're good. Halo Infinite wasn't good in my opinion, and I have Halo Infinite on my PC. I played it. You know what I mean? I thought the shooter mechanics is good, typical classic Halo stuff, but everything surrounding it wasn't good. You know what I mean? That's my personal opinion.
Jabari trolls about PlayStation shit just to piss off people, but he's very critical of it too because he's made plenty of videos, or on his own stream he's been critical of things that PlayStation does sometimes.
Yeah, they got me fucked up out here, boy.
I do also want to address something I saw in the chat because someone said in Halo's defense, Fortnite and Destiny was ass the first 2 years. Super cap. Fortnite when it came out, it wasn't ass. It was a complete functional game that just kept getting content. Destiny subjectively was ass if you consider it being there's not a lot of content, or the end game was kind of boo boo, or the story was kind of like there was no direction in it, right? But as a game in itself, it worked. I played the game every single freaking day since the beta came out on the PS3, so the game worked. I played Fortnite for the first year and it worked.
Destiny was a functional game from the start, from Destiny 1. Yeah, content-wise, it on the story, it might be short, but they kept that thing rolling when it comes to the multiplayer.
It had multiple planets. It had
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. It had a ton of maps, a ton of game modes. It had a bunch of strikes to do. It had the Vault of Glass raid, plus some more stuff that I can't even remember myself. The grind wasn't bad, yeah, for sure, but like the game was functional. Destiny, like saying that the Halo, it's their first live service game. People that use that excuse they're just full of shit, respectfully, because it's like just because it's your first one doesn't mean that you can't look back at the people that have done it before you and just not do what they did wrong, right? Like Apex Legends came out of nowhere, and that's a new IP, but it came out swinging. It's literally the best battle royale according to a lot of people. Not really COD, because COD had a blackout, but it's just bullshit, really. And to add to that, it's funny that COD gets a lot of shit, but it's like kind of crazy that COD's the only quote unquote live service game that comes out with all the game modes that they've had plus more, because they added Ground War again for Modern Warfare 1, the original one. And on top of that, you have freaking a battle royale plus every new game that like Vanguard and Cold War, and they all came out with their own maps, a ton of maps, like 12 maps, and all the game modes, free for all, team deathmatch, search and destroy, all that shit. But Halo can't have all their original game modes from Halo 2, 3, and Reach, because they want to add them little by little. Like, it's just bullshit, man.
All right. Next topic. All right, so enough of Halo. So the last and final topic is, so GoldenEye has been announced for Nintendo, and this is some weird shit.
I want to talk about this.
This is some weird shit. So just real quick, but GoldenEye has been announced for the Switch and Xbox, but only the Switch version will have the multiplayer. Now, for what I'm getting is the Switch version is like, I think you mentioned it. Can you? In fact, you explained it. You explained it. Explain it just so that way, because people are confused on what's going on. Some people are saying that it was a deal between Microsoft and Nintendo because Nintendo owns the IP. I don't know. You explain it best. So just get the real information out there.
So what someone said, that when I read it, it makes sense. It just makes sense how, like, what they said. The Nintendo Switch, the way that they do their old games that they have on their subscription service is through an emulator. So it's not running natively per se. It's just being emulated because the hardware is so old that the Switch can handle it. It's pretty easy. So the GoldenEye that you're getting on the Nintendo Switch is essentially like just a ROM that you could get from a website and then just put it on your Switch. It's just that Nintendo has their own ROM, and then they're just selling it to you. You download it, you click play, and it launches the emulator. As far as I know, I don't think it's an internally built emulator. It's something that they took from the open source community, and then they're just building off on it, because that's what PlayStation did with the PlayStation Classic as well. I'm not sure if that's what they're doing, but if it is, then it probably has the feature to be able to emulate network play through LAN. So what it's essentially doing is it's taking whoever wants to play together on GoldenEye and Versus, right? And it's using the online on the Nintendo Switch to trick the emulator into thinking that all four of those people are playing on the same console, but in reality, it's just 4 different switches that are being connected through what it essentially is Ethernet. Remember back in the day, and like I'm just talking to the chat now. Remember back in the day, the 360 had System Link. You could plug in a bunch of Xbox and play Halo on LAN. It's essentially that, but through the network. The Xbox version, as far as that guy was saying, it's not the same version that you're getting on the Switch. It's the version that they were developing like a decade ago for the 360 arcade that never got published for some reason. Maybe it was licensing. So according to that person, they're using that version, and they're just it's running through Rare Replay, which is essentially just playing a 360 version of it's playing the 360 version that was going to come out on the Xbox arcade. And for some reason, that version did not have multiplayer. So I don't know if it has couch co-op or like couch versus.
I think it's couch co-op. I think.
Yeah, like the couch. I don't think the campaign had co-op. It was just like the multiplayer. You could just verse people.
Well, that's what it is. What they mean by not co-op, but like local multiplayer.
Local multiplayer.
Yeah, local multiplayer.
Right. So it might have that, but it wasn't built to be played online. It was built to just replicate what the Nintendo 64 version did. Think of Minecraft. When Minecraft came out, it was on Java, and then Microsoft, when they bought it, they made a freaking a Bedrock version that ran on C++, and it's the same game but on a different code basically, and that's what they're doing. So they would have to do a lot more coding to get the multiplayer through the tricks that Nintendo was doing to work on the Xbox version. Like someone said in the chat, yada yada, no multiplayer, 12 T-flops. Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much it. I mean, Microsoft. It's just to me. I think Microsoft in some areas, when it comes to the games themselves, they're just lazy. Like that to me, that's just a lazy decision. Like they should have put the effort to get multiplayer in GoldenEye. Like,
to answer the question in the chat, the multiplayer is in the game, as far as I know.
It's
but
like local.
Back then, they weren't making it to be like, hey, if you can play with your friends through Xbox Live on this Xbox Live arcade game version of GoldenEye, right? It was just going to be local multiplayer.
It's just different. I remember what you would call it during the 360 era when Virtua Fighter 5 was announced. The PlayStation version didn't have multiplayer. And people were saying, oh, it's because, blah, 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 latency, whatever. But then when it came to Xbox, it had multiplayer. And everybody's like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's because Peter Moore put the effort. He was not going to allow that game to come on Xbox and have a competitive fighter, but you can't, and I think that's just the type of energy. It's just different. It's just weird.
That happened a lot back then when the game came out first on the 360 and then on the PlayStation. Yeah. The 360 it missed some features or something because it was the first release, and then they had more time to develop the PlayStation 3 or vice versa. So one version would be better than the other, not just because of the architecture or how shit the PS3 was to code for, but they have more time to.
But I think that's an attitude though. Like again, PlayStation 3 wasn't that big on online, but Xbox was, and they made sure any game that they could get online, they made sure it was online. Like that was the thing. It had to do it, you know. And I just it's just weird. But anyway, man, we hit up the topics. This is some good topics. We're gonna do our little shout outs. Hey, Jay Bari, my brother, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. Jay Bari on YouTube. JBari _ on Twitter. Tons of stuff coming, content wise.
Hell yeah.
Getting a nice little upgrade tomorrow, so looking forward to that. Yeah. And yeah, man, it was a great show.
Talk to them. Talk to them about the best PlayStation podcast out there. Talk to them. Let them know.
Yeah, man. Every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Me and Persona, we do What's Up PlayStation podcast, gaming with Persona. If you guys don't know Persona. Yeah, man, we it's a PlayStation focus, centric podcast, and this week is going to be a good one. So if you don't mind waking up early or catch it later on, definitely don't miss this episode because we're doing episode 99, one episode away from 100.
Damn.
So it's gonna be a good one.
All right. Okay. All right. Project Cloud. Yep. I think he stepped away. All right.
Oh, real quick too.
What's up?
Ain't nobody trying to hear all that BS excuse of why Xbox thing got multiplayer for GoldenEye. Everybody trying to hear all that. Y'all come in here with facts and all that bullshit. Everybody trying to hear all that, bro. Why the hell ain't no multiplayer for the Xbox version? It's a shame. They have the audacity.
The audacity.
To treat their fan base like that is very disrespectful, man. You know what I mean?
Stop the respect gaming.
Remember that? No respect over there.
To add to what he said, like if they could bring back GoldenEye for the Xbox again, or for the first time ever, they should have gone through the effort or like doing a bit of a remaster to the game at least, because people on PC have already remade all the multiplayer maps from the original GoldenEye, and it's on PC for free. You can literally play GoldenEye with actually good-looking maps. So they could have gone through the effort. Rare could have gone through the effort of remaking the game, right, and making a really good version. But they didn't even up the texture. So you're playing in 4K, but the textures are just like the muddy N64 textures. So technically, subjectively, it'll look better on the Switch than it'll do on the Xbox, even though it's 4K, because the Switch is lower resolution and it can just mask those lower resolution textures better.
Hey, yo, George B, whatever your goddamn last name is, suck it up. Shit. Stop complaining. Stop crying. Grown-ass man talking about, it's so funny how PlayStation players always talk about Xbox. Man up. Stop crying.
It's
what you going to do about it?
They get mad at us. They're the ones not giving you multiplayer. Complain to them.
Yeah. How you mad at this podcast, but you're not mad at Xbox? Crazy.
I know, right?
Anyway, call me Jay, man. Let him know.
He's back.
Let him know. Oh, shit. Project Cloud. Give him your shout-outs. Give him your shout-outs.
Yeah, you can follow me at Project Old Man Sully Morgan. You can hear me on this podcast from time to time.
It's just DLC.
Exactly.
I just want to have fun with my friends.
That's it. All right. Man, it's good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. And call me Jay.
Yep. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/callmej360. I've been streaming a little bit more now because I've been less busy. So if you want to support me, at least with a follow, just come by and just drop a follow. Watch me sometimes. I play random games. And yeah.
All right.
Also, George, that same guy that Jay Bar just talked shit about, he says crying. You all crying about Call of Duty. Listen, man, while you're there waiting with your broadcast to wait for the game to be on Game Pass, we're gonna buy it day one, okay? So why are you talking about Call of Duty? You're not gonna play it.
I'm on a beta this weekend. What platform you going?
Oh shit!
Yep.
Oh shit!
Hey yo, listen,
day one, bro.
Oh man!
I'm being nice. Yo, P-Rock already know. P-Rock, don't let this dude rev me up.
Oh shit, Georgie! Hey, Georgie! Oh shit, Georgie!
He got a PS5 collecting.
Man, stop lying! Stop lying!
He bought a box on freaking eBay, bro. He's like, yeah, I got a PS5.
You still admiring the packaging on Xbox? Oh, but anyway,
they all predictable. They say the same thing every time.
That's what I told you. That's what I told you, man. These Xbox dudes are boring. Like they don't
wrong, bro.
have independent thought. They just regurgitate everybody else's points. It's like you're talking to the same. It's a clones. These guys are clones. It's like, man, these guys are boring. Like nobody has an original.
VCR.
Yeah, nobody has an original view on that side of the fence. It's all the same, like same thing over and over and over. It's like literally, you talk to one, you talk to all of them. You talk to one bot, you talk to all of them because they're all gonna say, it's a hive mind. They're literally gonna say the same shit. Now I'm gonna leave off with this. My rating for the state of play, right? I give the state of play a 9. It would have gotten a 10 if they would have had one game on there. If they would have had Lost Solar Side there, it would have been 10-10. It would have been 10-10.
I was going to bring that up, but I forgot to bring it up.
It would have been 10-10. Like, how long am I... Yo, this game is taking forever, bro. I'm like, yo, I've been checking out this game since, like, what, 2016 when Iron Wolf told me about it? 17?
Yeah,
it's been like 6... It's going on like almost 7 years, bro. Like, what's up, man? And I know they're still making it, but damn.
Yeah, they definitely still make it. You know what I think it is too? Fuck. I think the engine changed, and it's now going to be on PS5. Because the last time they showed the gameplay, it was that PS4 18-minute demo.
Yeah, like in 2018.
Looked good, but, it looked good, but it was a little rough frame rate rise.
So I don't
know. Also, Side's the new Last Guardian.
Yeah, that's gonna be like the Last Guardian.
I think it's gonna be worth the wait though. That game looks sick.
We don't have a choice.
I do have something else to say about Tekken specifically. If that game don't got crossplay when it comes out, bro, I'm going to be pissed. It needs crossplay. I need to beat some PS4 ass.
I'm gonna let these people know, man. Don't let me pick up Tekken back again, man. I'm out here, brother. I'm gonna wax. Listen. Don't let me do it. Don't let me do it. That's all I gotta say, man. Y'all pressing random buttons out here. Don't let me do it.
I'm gonna say this though, to cap off the show. Nintendo and Sony have shown the best shows this year. This year's all the stuff we seen. Summerfest. I don't know what Xbox shown in June. I don't even know what the hell you call that. I don't know what the fuck that was. UB Forward, all that stuff. Nintendo's Nintendo's Direct, State of Play, fantastic. Today was better than that whole summer weird bullshit that happened. I don't know what better than Gamescom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened over this last summer, but Nintendo Direct and Nintendo and PlayStation saved the year. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Porter, I have a question to ask you, Porter.
Oh, what's up? Oh, Eustace is back.
Yeah, so do you think exclusive is still alive?
Yeah, of course. Hell yeah. So your question is in terms of not going to PC?
No, listen, even though if PlayStation games still go on PC, it's still exclusive to Sony's platform.
I mean,
I'm talking about as an Xbox Live. Like, as we go on to Xbox.
Oh yeah, Nintendo. Yeah, Sony's gonna do that. They already do. They're gonna try their best. Sony's gonna have 3 strategies. Obviously, they're gonna try to make the game exclusive, or they're gonna try to make the game timed exclusive. It's one or the other. It depends. It depends what deal they can make. It depends what deal they can make with the publisher.
Meaning it will go on PC.
No. So the PC thing, I think is gonna happen no matter what. That's why I asked you if you're talking about PC. If you're talking specifically PlayStation and Xbox, when it comes to third party, Sony's gonna try to do one or two things: make it exclusive to where it's just PlayStation or PlayStation PC, or timed exclusive where it'll go on Xbox like a year later, depending on what the publisher developer wants to do. If the developer is cool with just PlayStation and PC, then they'll do it. If they say, nah, it's gotta go at some point on Xbox, then they'll be like, all right, how about a timed exclusive? And if they can't even get that, all right, can we get a fucking mission or some shit like they did with Hogwarts? You know what I'm saying? So those
games I can understand, but I'm talking about like, okay, so like the Rise of Ronin, Ghost of Tsushima, all them other games. Would you see them in Xbox?
I think that's the reason why I don't think Death Stranding could go to Xbox. I think Sony may cut the deal.
Think it is.
I think Sony cut the deal. I think Sony cut the deal for just PC and PlayStation when they funded the game. I think they did.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. That's a
Because if it was
Death
going to go to
Stranding is
Xbox,
like-
it would have been on Xbox by now. Because the game's already 3 years old. Unless they
Yeah,
have a
it's-
5-year timed exclusive, which doesn't make sense.
It's interesting that it is on PC Game Pass, but not on Xbox Game Pass, because it's like it's on the database. It has achievements. It has all this stat tracking that every other Xbox game has, but it's not on the Xbox platform for whatever reason. So it's very interesting. If that game goes to Xbox, then I guess more games that are sort of
Well,
not
who
tied
is
to
it?
Sony.
Well, it's 505.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
505.
So 505 has the publishing rights for PC. So who would publish it on Xbox? Because I don't think 505 has publishing rights for any other version other than PC. So
I see.
So you
I
got
see
to
what you
understand.
mean.
That's what I'm trying to say. Sony
what you
allowed
mean.
505 to publish it on Xbox. That was like part of the deal. But if somebody's
Right.
going to put it on Xbox console, who's going to publish it? There's nobody with the publishing
Right.
rights to put it on Xbox consoles. Sony would be the only one that could do it.
And Death Stranding is a Kojima game. It's not a Sony IP, right?
Like,
Or is
no,
it?
it's a Kojima game, but I think Sony owns the IP.
Okay.
We can't say that yet because we don't know.
So
Because that was
Who
out
owns the
the
IP? You say who owns the IP?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that we don't know because since now it's on Microsoft ecosystem, that could possibly.
no, it's don't fall for that bullshit with the
No.
whole Microsoft
But it's like
ecosystem.
it's still a PC game. It's already on Steam, so it's like it's on technically
It's a
on the
PC
Xbox
game.
ecosystem, but it's a PC.
Listen,
Yeah.
So this whole Echo Box Eco, don't fall for that marketing bullshit. To me, if you're gonna talk about ecosystem, right, that means I can play it on this device, then go to this device, play it, and then go to that device, play it. Right now, you can only play it on
Right.
PC. So how is that an Xbox ecosystem when PC is the only platform
Right.
you can play it on? If you boot up your Xbox, the game's not there. So
True.
to me, that's not ecosystem. That's like I don't even know what you call that. Like if you can't
It's kinda
equally play,
funny.
if you can't play a game equally in the like iPhone's an ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
apps I use on the phone is the apps I could use on my tablet. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole ecosystem right there. That's it's
And it's crazy how those Microsoft would match talking about what's it called, Death Stranding. And I'm just like, so you guys were clowning Sony for having this game go to another ecosystem, but yet y'all running your mouth about it. So I just didn't get the whole vibe of that.
Well, I don't
And
know. They
also,
don't make sense either because they're clowning PlayStation Nation, and I'm like, well, you the one that's a joke because you're paying $15 a month for games you can't play. PC gamers are paying it. You ain't.
Well,
Yeah.
So what the fuck? So what are you happy about? Like, you're paying more money for less, bruh. Like PC gamers got more games than you, and they're paying less.
you want to hear a funny story? So I was trying to play my Xbox, right? Due to the fact that my internet was out because of the weather,
Oh yeah,
I wasn't able to sign in and play anything.
yeah. A lot of people have that
really
issues. A lot of people have that issue.
But I went on my PS5 and I was able to play Days.
Yeah, because it's built that way. That
Yeah,
whole
so
that whole DRM is still in the system. It still exists.
Yeah.
You know.
Which is sad. I hate that.
Yeah, they
And
never got rid of
Microsoft-
it.
Microsoft is the only one, as far as I know, that doesn't force developers to put the whole data of the release of the game on the disc. It's up to the developers to choose if they want to do that. People like 2K, I think, the Rockstar and shit like that, they don't put the whole game on the disc. They only put portions of it, so you have to download the other part.
What?
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
it's
There's
crazy.
a lot of games that are like that.
So
There's a lot of games that when you put the disc, it has like half of the
that's
game.
why I
and the
hate
other
day
half you
one
have to download.
patches and all that. But hey, that's a conversation for another time. We shutting this down.
Yeah.
We going home. We
Yeah.
going night. We gonna go play some games. Boot up your consoles. Enjoy yourselves. Prepare for a hot take because I got a good hot take for you. In
Good.
fact, I'm gonna tell you the title
Expecting
this
it.
Thursday. It's called "Console Sales Matters." Stand by for
Yes, it
Thursday.
is.
I'm gonna see y'all Thursday. All right? Oh, you'll see my video hot take loaded up on Thursday. Until then,
Make sure you check that podcast that me and Porter Rock did. Not so long.
yeah, that's it.
That was lit.
Check uses shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we out of here. This is your only friend in these YouTube streets. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to hit that like button because next time I'm gonna throw y'all with these ads. I'm gonna throw these ads. Y'all think I'm playing? Anyway, you guys take care. Peace.
Yo, don't buy Saints Row. That game's ass.
Don't buy what?